Welcome to Zoe Stories. One selfie in her dress. Now I'm Insta famous. I never thought one photo could change everything. But it wasn't just any photo, it was a selfie. Me. In her dress. And the moment I clicked it, everything shifted. My name is Ethan Clark. 23. Marketing intern by day. Background ghost by night. The kind of guy people always forget they've already met. I live in a mid-sized apartment complex just outside Chicago, where the most exciting part of my week is when I get extra guac at Chipotle for free. I'm not ugly. I'm just invisible. And maybe I liked it that way. But lately, something's been stirring. Something I can't explain. I find myself scrolling endlessly through fashion accounts, staring at girls who wear confidence like it's a second skin. The eyeliner wings. The flowy dresses. The playful heels. Not out of attraction, but something deeper, something unspoken.
I didn't know what it meant.
I still don't. But the feeling is real. And then there's Mia. Mia is my girlfriend. Has been for almost a year now. She's bold, beautiful, and maddeningly stylish. Her Instagram's filled with daily outfit inspo, sponsored skincare reviews, and perfectly filtered shots of her iced lattes. She's everything I'm not. Outgoing, confident scene. And somehow she chose me. We met in a coffee shop, classic rom-com style. She spilled almond milk all over my laptop and laughed like it wasn't a big deal. I was too stunned to be mad. She said I looked safe. I wasn't sure if that was a compliment. We've had a good run.
Until lately. Something's changed.
She's been distant. Less affectionate. Her phone's glued to her hand. She says it's brand deals, but I feel like she's scrolling past me. Still, I can't bring it up. I'm scared if I push too hard, she'll slip away for good. Our apartment is small but cozy. Exposed brick walls, one lazy ceiling fan, and a bedroom barely big enough for two people's things, let alone Mia's wardrobe. She's got racks of dresses, rows of heels, and drawers overflowing with makeup. Her style dominates the space, and I don't mind. Her world is beautiful. Sometimes, when she's out and I'm alone, I just sit in the bedroom and look at her clothes. Not in a creepy way. More like curious. Like I'm trying to imagine what it feels like to wear them. How it must feel to step into something delicate, something powerful. A little silk. A little shimmer. I never act on it. Not really. Not until today. Mia had a shoot scheduled. She left in a hurry, throwing kisses over her shoulder as she reminded me to water the snake plant or else. I waved, smiled, and locked the door. And then I sat on the edge of the bed. Quiet.
Still.
The silence around me felt too loud. That's when I saw the dress. Her dress. It was new. Pale pink. Satin, with a ruched waist and delicate spaghetti straps. She'd been raving about it for days, saying it made her feel like a dream. She left it hanging from the closet door, like it was waiting, like it was meant to be seen. I told myself I'd just touch it, just feel the fabric. But then my fingers slipped the hanger free. Then I held it up to my body in the mirror. And then, God help me, I slipped it on. It was too snug across the chest, but it hugged my body in all the wrong and somehow right ways. My heart raced. The hem brushed against my thighs, light as breath. My legs looked different. My posture shifted. I looked in the mirror and blinked.
Who was that?
The lighting in the bedroom was soft. Golden. My face looked sharp and soft at once. I didn't look like Ethan. I didn't look like Mia. I looked like a maybe. A maybe I didn't know I needed. I opened Mia's vanity. My hands shook as I unscrewed her tinted moisturizer. I'd watched her do it 100 times. A few dabs here. Blend with fingers. Then concealer. A little mascara. My lashes curled, like they had never had permission before. My heart thundered in my chest. But I wasn't afraid. I was alive. And then I saw Mia's phone. She'd left it behind.
Charging.
Open. Instagram on the screen. I don't know what possessed me. Maybe it was the dress. Maybe it was the rush. Maybe it was the silence in my own life screaming too loud. But I stood in front of the mirror, tilted my head, pursed my lips, and I took a selfie. Snap. The flash hit the mirror. I gasped. My chest tightened. I looked at the screen. And it wasn't me looking back. It was someone else. Someone confident. Beautiful even. I saved the photo. For myself. A secret. But my fingers, they slipped. Before I could stop myself, I hit post. Mia's account. 162K followers. Caption. New me. Who dis?
Panic set in.
I tried to delete it, but the Wi-Fi lagged. The spinning wheel of doom laughed in my face. My hands fumbled. And then,
Ping. Ping.
ping, 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 ping. Notifications exploded. DMs, comments, hearts, shares. I just went viral. And I don't even know who I am anymore. My fingers trembled as I stared at the glowing screen. The image, the one I swore I'd delete, was now pinned to the top of Mia's feed, flooded with likes and comments. You look amazing. Who's the model? Slay. This is a new aesthetic, and I'm here for it. Mia, is that you? My chest tightened. I wasn't breathing. I was spiraling. I yanked the phone off the charger and tried to delete the post again. This time it worked.
Gone.
Vanished. Buried before it could spread anymore. Or so I thought. But the damage was done. The comments kept pouring in. DMs requesting collabs. Someone tagged a makeup brand. People had already screenshotted it. Reposted it. A stranger had captioned it. This girl just broke the internet. I sat on the edge of the bed, still in Mia's dress, feeling like I was floating. Or drowning. Or both. What have I done? The door creaked. My head snapped toward it. False alarm. Just the wind from the window. But the fear was real. Mia could return any minute. She could open the door and find me like this, dressed as someone else. In her dress. Wearing her face. And what would I even say? Sorry, babe, I just borrowed your identity for likes. I scrambled to the mirror and began wiping off the makeup. Too fast. My eyes stung from the mascara. Lipstick smeared across my cheek. I yanked the dress off, delicately at first, then in panic, and stuffed it back on the hanger, smoothing every wrinkle. My fingers found a makeup wipe and ran over my face like erasers on a chalkboard. But no matter how fast I moved, I still felt her on me. The softness. The scent. The image of who I just was. It clung to my skin. I changed into my hoodie and jeans. The ones that made me invisible again. And yet, my reflection still looked different. Not because of the makeup or the curls still left in my lashes, but because I had seen something that couldn't be unseen. A version of me I didn't know existed. A version that glowed. My heart kept racing as I grabbed Mia's phone and scrolled through her DMs. Requests. Memes. Fan messages. And then one that made my blood run cold. Who's the new girl? We need more content. They thought I was someone else.
They didn't know it was me.
And that terrified me and thrilled me. Later that night, unable to sleep, I lay awake while the city buzzed outside the window. Mia had texted hours ago saying the shoot was going long and she'd crash at her friend Kara's place. That gave me a whole night alone. Too much time to think. Too much time to wonder. I opened my own phone and flipped to the hidden photo gallery. I hadn't looked at the selfie since deleting the post. There I was.
Still me.
But not.
The tilt of the head.
The shimmer of the dress. The light in my eyes. I looked happy.
No, alive.
For the first time, I didn't hate how I looked. For the first time, I saw a version of me that belonged. I stared at that image for an hour. And then I took another one. Just for me. This time with better lighting. This time, I added gloss. The next day was Saturday. Mia still wasn't home. I told myself I'd clean the apartment, be productive. Instead, I found myself back at her closet. Not to steal. Not to invade. But to explore. I wasn't rushing this time. I moved slowly, thoughtfully. I ran my fingers across each fabric, chiffon, velvet, lace. I chose something more forgiving this time. A black bodycon dress with stretch and a waist. It fit better. Almost like it was made for me. I added mascara again, lip tint, a little blush, and then I stared.
And smiled.
Then I posed. Snap. Another selfie. This time on my phone. And I sent it to no one. Just saved it. But inside me, something had shifted. This wasn't a dare anymore. This wasn't a one-time accident. It was a door. And I had just walked through it. Mid-afternoon. I was lounging in Mia's favorite silk robe, sipping iced tea and editing one of the selfies. I knew it was dangerous. But something about the stillness made me reckless. That's when my phone rang.
Mia.
My throat clenched. I hesitated, then picked up. Hey, I said, trying to sound casual. Hey babe, her voice was soft, distracted. Weird question. Did you see my phone? I think I left it charging. I froze.
Yeah.
You left it. I put it in the drawer.
Cool, she said.
Thanks.
Pause.
She didn't mention the post.
She didn't know.
Or maybe she did, and was testing me. But then, casually she added, by the way, did you post something? There was a weird photo in my story insights. Like a random spike. My heart dropped. No idea. I lied. Maybe it was a glitch.
Ha, she said. Weird.
Anyway, I'll be back late tonight. Don't wait up.
Click.
I exhaled like I'd been holding my breath for an hour. That night, the temptation became too loud to ignore. I created a new Instagram account. Anonymous. No face. No name. Just one letter as the username. I posted a photo, just a cropped version. No face. Just my legs in a dress and heels. Caption. Feeling new. In 10 minutes, 30 likes. In 20, a DM. You're gorgeous. More? That night, I posted 3 times. Just pieces. Glimpses. Each like was a thrill. Each comment a jolt. I wasn't Ethan on that account. I wasn't invisible. I was someone else. And she was seen. Sunday morning sunlight poured into the room, bathing everything in soft gold. I stood in front of the mirror, unsure if I was about to make the biggest mistake of my life, or finally meet myself. It started with the dress again. But not the pink one. Today I chose something Mia had never even worn, tag still on. A flowing cream maxi dress, cinched at the waist with a gold belt. It was elegant, feminine, almost regal. My hands no longer trembled as I applied the makeup. I was learning. I was improving. I was becoming. Lip gloss.
Brows.
Light contour. I styled my hair slightly, just enough to soften my features. Then I added heels. Wobbly at first, but I walked across the room, slowly, deliberately, watching my reflection. And for the first time, I whispered it aloud. She's me. Not just a costume. Not just pretend. Whoever she was, this version of me, she was alive. I didn't even feel guilty. Not yet. Just as I was about to take a few photos in the full-length mirror, there was a knock. 3 knocks.
Sharp. Sudden.
I froze. My stomach flipped.
Mia?
I tiptoed to the door and peeked through the peephole. Not Mia. It was Kara. Mia's best friend. I panicked. She knocked again. Ethan? You there? She sounded casual, but her presence was anything but. Mia left her charger here. Mind if I grab it? Crap. I backed away from the door, quietly sprinting to the bedroom. I yanked off the dress and tossed it in the closet. Ripped off the wig. Makeup remover. Too slow. Another knock. Hey, I know you're home. I saw your story yesterday. That girl was stunning. Mia said it was a brand model. What? Did Mia lie to cover for me? I grabbed an oversized hoodie and threw it on. Still in eyeliner. My cheeks still flushed. I opened the door a crack.
Hey. Sorry.
Was napping. Kara stared at me. Her eyes flicked over my face.
Pause.
She smiled. You look refreshed. Did she know? Or was I imagining it? She walked past me into the apartment like it was hers. Charger's by the kitchen, right? Yeah, I muttered, heart pounding. She looked around. Where's Mia's pink satin dress? She was gonna wear it to the gala next week. I froze. I think she left it at her shoot. Weird. She said it was here. I shrugged. Too quickly. She narrowed her eyes. Anyway, loved that model in your story. You should bring her around sometime. I laughed nervously.
Yeah.
Maybe. When she left, I collapsed against the door. Too close. That night, Mia finally came home. I was dressed down. Safe. Normal. Hoodie, jeans, game controller in hand, like I'd been playing all day. But the moment she stepped in, I saw it in her eyes. She knew something. Not everything, but enough. She leaned against the wall, her bag slipping off her shoulder. So, she said, anything interesting happen while I was gone? I played dumb. Nope. Pretty quiet. She walked past me into the bedroom. Stopped. Turned slowly. Ethan, did you touch my makeup?
My throat went dry. No.
Why? She shrugged. My blush brush is a warm. Warm? I didn't even know that was a thing. I might have bumped it while looking for your charger, I said. She nodded slowly. Then, surprisingly, she let it go. But tension hung in the air like fog. 2 days passed. Mia grew colder. She wasn't cruel, but quieter. Calculated. As if watching me. On Wednesday night, while watching a show, she suddenly turned to me and said, "Let's play something. Old school. Truth or dare?" I tensed. "Okay," I said. She smiled sweetly. Too sweet. "I'll go first. Truth." I thought, "What's your biggest secret?" She laughed softly. "That I used to sneak my brother's clothes and dress like a tomboy when I was 10. I blinked. She looked at me. "Your turn. Truth or dare?" "Truth." She didn't hesitate. "Have you ever tried on one of my dresses?" My heart stopped. I looked into her eyes. She already knew. I could lie.
Pretend.
Escape.
Or,
I could answer. "Yes," I said. She didn't react. "Interesting," she murmured. "You looked good." My stomach flipped. "You knew." "Of course I knew," she said. "You posted it on my account." She stood and walked to her vanity. Picked up the same pink dress. "I was mad at first," she continued. "Then I saw the comments. People loved her. And you." She turned to me. "You looked happier than I've ever seen you." Silence. "What do you want, Ethan?" she asked softly. I couldn't speak. Because I didn't know. After that night, nothing was ever the same. Mia didn't bring it up again, but she started leaving things out. Lip gloss on the sink. Heels by the mirror. A dress folded neatly on the bed. It wasn't approval, but it wasn't rejection either. It was permission. So I started becoming her more often. Late at night. Quietly. Secretly. And the anonymous account? It grew. 50 followers. Then 200. Then 1,000. People adored her. My alter ego. The beautiful stranger behind the blurred selfies and playful captions. I started doing short makeup videos, just lips, just hands. And then, one night, I got a DM from a fashion blogger. "Hey girl, love your vibe. Want to do a collab shoot? I can keep it totally anonymous." My heart soared and sank. Because if I said yes, it wouldn't stay secret much longer. One night, alone again, I stood in front of the mirror in full transformation. The black wig, perfectly styled. The cherry gloss. The tight pink dress I once feared. I stared at her, and whispered, "I don't want to hide anymore." But the door creaked open.
Mia.
She stood silently in the doorway. She saw everything and said nothing, just smiled. The silence stretched between us. Mia stood in the doorway, her eyes locked on me, on her. The girl I'd become. Her expression wasn't angry. It wasn't mocking. It was curious. "I had a feeling," she said quietly, stepping inside. But I didn't know how far it went. I swallowed hard, heels trembling on the wooden floor. "I was going to tell you," I whispered, even though I wasn't sure I meant it. She nodded. When? I didn't have an answer. She looked me over again. "You're really good at this, Ethan. Scarily good." I turned away. If you're going to break up with me, just do it. She moved closer, voice soft. Is that what you want? I blinked.
No.
Then don't hide. That simple sentence cracked something inside me. Because that's all I'd been doing, hiding from myself, from her, from the world. She sat on the edge of the bed, looked at me. Tell me everything. And for the first time, I did. We stayed up all night. I told her everything. The confusion, the thrill, the guilt, the fear. How it started years ago, with just curiosity. How I always suppressed it, shoved it down because I thought it wasn't allowed. She listened. No judgment. No pity. Just understanding. Then she asked, "So, who is she?" I hesitated. "I don't know yet," I admitted. "But when I'm her, I feel right." Mia took my hand. "Then let's figure it out together." 2 days later, Mia came home from a meeting with her manager, buzzing. "Okay, don't kill me," she said, "but I told my manager you were the model in that mystery selfie." My eyes widened. Mia? Wait, listen. She's obsessed with the look. She thinks it could be the next big thing, this androgynous femme identity, anonymous beauty. She wants to do a test shoot. I backed away. That's insane. She doesn't know it's you. She just wants her. The girl from the photo. I froze. Could I do it? Could I walk into a studio and pose as someone who doesn't really exist? Mia's voice cut through my hesitation. You don't have to say yes. But what if you did? What if you stopped hiding? I said yes. And a week later, I was standing in front of full-body mirrors, surrounded by racks of clothes and trays of makeup. The shoot was low-key. Private. Just Mia, her manager Jenna, and a stylist named Trevor, who had better cheekbones than most supermodels. They didn't ask questions. They called me her. They adjusted lights and pinned fabric and curled my hair into loose waves. And, for the first time, I didn't feel like I was faking it. I felt real. The camera clicked. Poses came naturally. Flirtatious glances. Soft hands. Crossed legs. Graceful curves that weren't mine, but somehow were. Jenna was speechless. "This girl," she whispered to Mia, "is gold." The photos went online that night. Anonymous, of course. No name. No tags. Just captioned. Mystery Muse. Beauty beyond identity. The response was explosive. Thousands of likes. People speculating about who she was. Was she a model? An actress? A new influencer?
Some said AI.
Some said drag queen. Some called her a goddess. Then the unexpected happened. Someone recognized the apartment. A photo background. The bedroom mirror. A comment appeared. "Wait, isn't that Ethan Clarke's room?" Another comment. "That mirror is in his girlfriend's stories all the time." My blood ran cold. It snowballed fast. Within hours, screenshots were flying across Twitter. Side-by-sides. Conspiracies. People digging up old photos of me and Mia. Then someone posted a blurry photo of me walking near our apartment building. Confirmed. The model is him. The secret was out. DMs flooded both my account and Mia's. Some supportive. Some cruel. Others confused. The worst were the ones that laughed. "Bro thinks he's a girl. Why does he actually slay though?" Not gonna lie, she's hotter than half of IG. And then the death blow. A viral meme using my before and after pictures. Caption. "When you lose your girl and become her." I locked myself in the bathroom. I stared at my reflection. Not her.
Just me. Pale. Raw.
Eyes rimmed in leftover mascara. Was I stupid? I whispered aloud. Mia knocked gently on the door. "You okay?" "No," I said. "They all know. They all saw." "They don't know you," she said gently. "Only you do." I opened the door. Tears in my eyes. "I liked being her," I said. "More than I should have." Mia pulled me into a hug. "Then don't stop." That night, I tried to delete the anonymous account. I hovered over the deactivate button. But I couldn't do it. Instead, I posted one more picture. My face, this time. No wig. No makeup. Just me, holding the heels in one hand, and the dress in the other. Caption: same person. New truth. The internet exploded again. Half love, half hate. But this time, I didn't care. Mia stood beside me through the storm. Kara texted, "Told you you'd go viral." Even Trevor from the shoot commented a heart emoji. Jenna offered a deal, a new campaign built around blurred lines, identity, and beauty beyond gender. I didn't say yes, but I didn't say no. I just stared at the email, smiling. Because something had shifted. Not just online. Not just with Mia. Inside me. A week passed since my face went viral. The first few days were chaos. DMs, articles, videos reacting to me. Some called me brave. Some called me fake. Others just didn't know what to make of it. But through it all, I stayed close to Mia. She didn't push. She didn't try to label it.
She just stood by me.
At night, we'd sit together and scroll through comments. I'd laugh at the absurd ones, cry at the cruel ones. Mia would remind me, they're not you. They don't get to decide who you are. And slowly, something started happening. I began to walk through the world as me. Not hiding, not running, not fully her either, but something between. Something true. I wasn't sure what it meant yet, but it felt honest. Until the email. It arrived at midnight. Subject line: "Are you ready to go public? LA Fashion Week awaits." The message was from Jenna's PR team. A last-minute opening. A runway segment celebrating fluid fashion identities. They wanted her. The mystery muse.
They wanted me.
Real name, real face, real walk. The show was in 2 weeks. All expenses covered. Full styling. Public reveal. Mia read the email over my shoulder. She didn't speak right away. Then, calmly, "You don't have to do this. But if you want to, I'll be in the front row." My stomach twisted.
Excitement.
Terror. Longing. This was it. The point of no return. I stood in front of the mirror the next night, half in makeup, one heel on, one in hand. I looked at the two halves of me. The boy I'd been. The girl I could become. Both real. Both scared. The phone buzzed again. Another DM. This time from a verified account. "I'm going to the show. Hope to finally meet you there. You're an inspiration." I stared at the screen.
Took a breath.
Closed my eyes. And whispered, "Am I ready?"